Welcome to the channel where cats are the true stars. Here you'll hear stories filled with comedy, drama, and the kind of chaos only a cat can create. Every tale is told with humor and a touch of irony, because with cats, the unbelievable is just normal. So sit back, relax, and find out what your cat might be plotting right now.
I decided I was finally going to cook a real meal. No takeout, no reheated leftovers. I had bought fresh chicken, vegetables, spices, broth, and pasta. Everything for one of those recipes that look easy in videos, until someone with whiskers decides to participate. I started with confidence, cleaned the counter, lined up the ingredients, prepared the cutting board. The cats were calm. Too calm. One sat by the door like a kitchen security guard. The other lounged on a chair, conserving energy as if preparing for an important mission. I chopped onions, garlic, carrots, and diced the chicken. Everything was going surprisingly well. Maybe I thought it was possible to cook with cats around. Maybe the problem had always been me. Maybe. And then everything derailed. The moment I placed the vegetables in a bowl, I heard a quick movement. The younger cat had jumped onto the counter and was sniffing the raw chicken cubes with the focus of a health inspector on edge. When I approached, he didn't run. He did worse. With surgical precision, he extended his paw and pushed a piece off the counter. The other cat appeared instantly. Teleportation energy. Ready to collect the fallen treasure. I managed to stop him just in time, recovering raw chicken from the floor, while two cats switch into hunter mode was athletic. Still, I stayed calm, put everything out of their reach, and started sorting the vegetables. That's when the older cat decided to investigate. He climbed onto the counter and began smelling the spices one by one. Paprika, oregano, garlic powder. Evaluating each with the seriousness of a stockbroker analyzing risky investments. When I opened the paprika, he stuck his face too close and got a noseful of spice vapor. He backed away, offended, staring at me like he had been deceived in an international scheme. Ignoring that small drama, I prepared the broth and left the pot to boil. I wanted to make fresh pasta. A wise decision, until I turned my back. The younger cat had a paw inside the bowl, stirring the dough like a student experimenting with textures for an art project. I continued. Determined, I placed the pasta shapes on the counter and went to pick up a towel from the floor. The few seconds with my back turned were enough for both cats to jump onto the counter and taste the raw pasta. One licked it. The other chewed it, and a third piece mysteriously ended up on the floor. I canceled the pasta at that exact moment. I refused to negotiate culinary treaties with two furry saboteurs. I settled for chicken with vegetables alone, and everything seemed like it was finally heading toward a peaceful ending, until I sat down to eat. I put the plate on the table, grabbed a glass, and when I returned, both were standing on the table, not eating but inspecting. The younger one had a paw raised, ready to tap a chicken piece to check the temperature, while the older cat was analyzing a carrot with the severity of a Michelin inspector. I removed him, sat down, and tried again. The younger cat pushed his head under my arm so he could sniff the plate directly, while the other climbed onto my leg, attempting to scale me like a mountain to reach the table. I ended up eating standing up, leaning on the kitchen counter, holding the plate in one hand while using the other as a barrier between me and two 4-kilogram feline vacuum cleaners. It wasn't elegant, but it worked. After the meal, more or less complete, I found them asleep in the living room, looking peaceful and angelic, their breathing slow and synchronized. Absolute innocence. That moment of peace lasted only until one of them woke up, stretched, calmly walked to the kitchen, and tried to open the cabinet where I had stored the leftover chicken. And that's when I realized nothing was over. Their culinary saga had only paused.
And that's the end of another feline adventure full of surprises. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who also has a cat, because we all know these little felines are always plotting their next mischief. See you in the next story.